What's up, gamer guys? Brian here, the Three Topics Gamer, here to give you another episode of my weekly Q&A titled People's Questions, where I answer a series of questions that have been sent to me over the past week. Now, for this particular episode, this being probably actually it is the first episode of the People's Questions going into 2021, and I hope you guys had a great celebration for New Year's. We had about 4 questions that I was able to get for this particular episode. There were a few other ones I did get in the comment section of the last video that I was able to answer there, so if you don't hear questions in this video, you guys will know where to look. So, like always, before I start answering these 4 primary questions, if you happen to enjoy this video by the end, do not forget to press that thumbs up and subscribe button if you are new to the channel. So, starting off with the first question, and all these are regulars, so just people that are pretty common here. This one got me really riled up when I saw it, but this one comes from Winter Ghost, and you want to know, if Square Enix were to remake another Final Fantasy game, do you think they should remake Final Fantasy Crisis Core? Hell no! Oh, hell no! Not after what they did with the so-called remake of 7. Now look, here's my issue with the so-called remake of 7. In terms of gameplay and visuals, the game looks perfectly fine to me. It's the story that they absolutely screwed up. Anyone who is a real Final Fantasy VII fan would know they messed that story up so badly to the point where it's almost unrecognizable. I don't recognize the characters, I don't recognize the setting, I don't recognize the personalities. There are just so many things they changed. And heck, they went out of their way to pretty much make Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core irrelevant by what they did. By pretty much shitting all over the original continuity. They pretty much said, we're going to not only remake 7, we're going to completely make all the continuity that we had established for 20 plus years completely irrelevant. We're going to take Sephiroth, one of the most powerful and probably the most popular villain in our franchise's history, and turn him into a complete fucking idiot. Even that, they messed just so, God. I'm telling you, if I had played that game, I probably would end up hating it more than 13, because at least 13 is its own bullshit. Okay? I mean, it's its own thing. But when you take something that was established to be just awesome and turn it into garbage, that I take that extremely personal. So no, I don't want them to remake any more Final Fantasies. Especially 10. 10 is my personal favorite JRPG of all time. If they manage to screw that up, I don't ever want to play another Final Fantasy game again. So no, I don't want them to remake anything. I'm hopefully Final Fantasy 16, which looks like it's going to be a semi-return to form, will be able to at least ease my anger towards Square right now. And yeah, we'll move on from there. Next question comes from Zach Turf, and you want to know, should we get a third Force Unleashed in a Battlefront game? What the hell would you do with a third Battlefront game? I mean, I don't really know what you do with that. I don't know what more you could add. I really don't. I mean, it's not like you can go into the sequel trilogy era. I mean, as far as I know, the sequel trilogy era didn't really have any really main big battles. I mean, I don't recall there was... I mean, I guess there was that one skirmish battle in The Force Awakens, and I don't recall. And then there was not even, I wouldn't even call what happened at the end of the second one a battle at all. I mean, and then the third one was just a big mess. So I'm really not sure what you would do with a Battlefront 3. And they tried doing that, and that kind of fell through the first time around, so I wouldn't want them doing another one. And in terms of a Force Unleashed 3, yeah, I guess there's the potential to do a third one, especially how the second one ended. But, yeah, without LucasArts, I just don't see them doing that. I don't think it's I don't think it's a storyline that Disney would want to revisit us again for a third time to close it off. So, I mean, if they ever did one, I would welcome it. But I think at this point, it's probably unlikely we will ever get a Force Unleashed 3. So, yeah. Next question comes from LND Generate, and you want to know, which work of field do I think is best for me? Anything that revolves working in the media or in the gaming industry. That will probably always be something, or a mixture of the two. That will always be something I think I will be very, very passionate about. That is an absolute major field I would love to have a career in, not just a job that I wake up from 9 to 5 and just do my job. I think working in either one of those departments would be kind of a fun little adventure every single day, and would be the type of job that I could actually wake up and enjoy doing, which It was something I haven't had that feeling in a very, very long time. So yeah, those are the two primary fields I would like to work into, or just a mixture of the two. And the last question of the episode comes from the Batman of Neil Gotham, and you kind of had like two, but yeah, since this episode's a little bit shorter, I don't mind answering two, especially for you. And you want to know, what are some of the great things you're looking forward to in 2021? Well, I'm looking forward to working on better videos, growing the channel more, hopefully moving from this location to a different location. Maybe meet someone special, that would be nice. Definitely planning a trip to go visit my brother for next year for sure. I might go on another trip at that point. You know, definitely looking forward to picking up a PlayStation 5 and playing the next gen, or technically the current gen consoles. You know, just getting better equipment, and hopefully getting myself in a better, happier state of mind if I could pull that off. And the second question is, what are my thoughts on the new COVID-19 vaccine that's being developed? I don't really have anything to say about it because, I mean, a vaccine's a vaccine. I mean, if people want to take it, you take it. If you don't want to take it, then don't take it. I mean, I don't really have an opinion on it. I mean, I'll say this. For like the past year, they've been spreading this news about how dangerous and deadly this virus is. And I'm telling you this right now. I personally do not know anyone who has died from this. I am not related to anyone who has died from this. I mean, I'm seeing these numbers and they escalate, and I'm saying, oh, these people are dropping dead left and right. And like, I personally do not know anyone who has died from this. Apparently, my mom apparently did get it, but she told me she didn't really feel it. And my mom is actually the target age in which this virus should be lethal towards, and she didn't even notice it. Heck, I could have had it and I wouldn't have felt anything. So I'm a little bit just like, if you want to take this vaccine in order to help, make yourself feel like you'll be safer and still take precautions, I say you go right ahead. But if you don't, then it's up to everyone to make their own decision. I mean, a vaccine was going to come. I'm surprised they got it out like probably within a year. Or we're kind of coming up on a year in which I think the virus did officially get here. I think it didn't get here till either January or February, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean, a vaccine is a vaccine. I mean, everyone's gonna have to pick to determine what you want to do with it, and that's really all I have to say on the matter. So that about does it for the first episode of the People's Questions for 2021. If you guys happen to have any more questions you'd like me to answer in next week's episode, be sure to type them in the comments down below and make sure you get them into me before next Wednesday around noon. And remember that it is only one question per person, and if you want to increase your odds of making them into the next video, just have them be a bit more interesting or a bit more thought-provoking, and chances are they will make it into the next video. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next week.